the truth and honoring promises no matter the consequences.
They call me a god. 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 Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Oh, tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a god. 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 I don't know how to stop. I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. Wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me. Put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady. Look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy. I'll put you in a grid 6 feet like Kenny. Call me a god. Call me a god. Call me a god.
I'm called of God. Called of God. And Tim Ballard told me he'd been called of God. Some wild-eyed prophet, like.
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you.
Oh my God, I need to stop doing that whenever I push the thing. Anyways, I was like, ooh, I was dancing or whatever. I was mocking Sean is what I was really doing. So what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? Y'all, I cannot do makeup to save my damn life. It's like, it becomes a guess. You're just like, okay, I'm going to put my eyeliner where it used to go. And it's like, crazy. Y'all, first off, I want to say that today, 4 years ago, Tammy Daybell was murdered. So, that sucks. I was so, what do you call it? Sidetracked by Melanies. These damn people. They consume your whole damn life with all their antics, all their connections, all their antics, all their crap. So it magnifying mirror. I don't know. I don't think I can look at myself in a magnifying mirror. So what I've been doing today is I have this, I mean, it's just one of the many, right? I have this, The Coming of the Lord. It was $2, right? And it's from 1971. It's Gerald Lund. And somebody, had gone before me, the owner, a previous owner, and they had X some things, but I don't even look at their stuff. So today, what I've been doing is it was on my bookshelf and I was like, let me see what's in there. And I opened it and I was like, okay. And then it ends up looking like this. And these are like all the correlations this is all with Visions of Glory. Oh, and Chad's Train Stream. So I'm working on, I don't even know how to do this, but I'm just going to do here's the Visions of Glory one. Here's this one. I mean, you can pick up any one of these books and I can point it out. It's like, okay, well, there's that version. It's the same thing over and over again. It's not original. It's something else. It's not the content either. It's not about the damn visions. It's the message, okay? It's not the visions. That man ain't had no holy experiences, trust me. None of them have. And so it's like it's a message. Anyways, Melanie Pawlowski. Okay, so it was continued to 11:20. Thank you for that, though, Amy. Appreciate you. I saw that and I was like, well, I haven't even looked at it yet because I just got here. I mean, here. I was over there. But I wonder why. I wonder why it was continued. Let me go look on the court website thing. I forget if it's under Boudreaux or Pawlowski. Oh, Melanie Lee Pawlowski. All right, let me go share my screen. That way y'all can just kind of see what I'm doing. And that way we can do it together, right? Sharing means caring. Okay. Share screen, City of Mesa. Okay. All right. And so it's right here, right? Courtroom 304. We're going to click it, allegedly. Well, we're going to try to. What the hell? Why does it look like it's clickable? That's weird. Let me refresh it. Let me try that. I've already refreshed it a couple times. Okay. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, this one don't go nowhere. I don't know why. But it said 10/19/2023 at 1:30 p.m. I don't know why it got continued. It don't tell me all that. Unless later it'll tell us, when it updates. Maybe, perhaps. I don't know. Whoa. Yeah, remembering Tammy, right? Another addition to the... what is that? The bingo card? Maybe? Oh, well, good to see you, Lily. Glad to have you. Always. Y'all, I've just been, doing what I do, which is the same thing I've been doing for 4 years. So I remember the other night, was it Monday night? Whenever I came on, whenever the court ruled about JJ's remains, right? And that's whenever I read to you guys about Mormon Stories podcast, how I didn't know they were simulcasting. I didn't know they were simulcasting that. I just know it's an option now on StreamYard. And I always wondered how that worked. But now I see it's a calendar date. I have no concept of time or dates. Thank you. I was like a bingo card. Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you. So I read that thing to y'all on Mormon Stories podcast and about the upcoming, well, then it was the upcoming, but anyways, they did like the whole Tom Harrison Visions of Glory dude. This dude, Neil A. Maxwell, which was one of Lori's husbands. Okay. As soon as I got off here, I was like, I didn't look exactly because I did go to sleep and I slept all the way through the Mormon Stories podcast. And so I woke up later and I was like, oh crap. They were already starting on the second one. And I was like, oh man, I'm 5 hours behind. And, anyways, I got them under my belt and I've actually watched them a couple times because that's what I got to do to comprehend everything. And, it was fantastic, wasn't it? And, I just want to, I don't know if Lauren ever watches these, but thank you. Thank you for acknowledging me and, giving me a shout out. Meant the world to me. It's nice to be visible. you know? So, it's a lot of work, you know? It really is. It's like everything. Really is. So I'm trying to think of, I wrote some notes, you know, me and my paper notes. Me and my paper. So, there's always stuff we can talk about. Always. So there's never any boring moments around here. Just aggravating ones, right? Aggravating ones. Who you seeing? Just me. Put the eyes back in your head. Oh, thank you, Beach Bum. Hey, Carla. I always miss you. How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. At 22:53. Good God. I'm a night owl, so I should have been born over there on the other side of the world. That's where my sleep pattern is and all that. That's where my time is. It's over there in Europe. Oh, and I was working on doing a quick update or whatever for David Hamblin, right? Because he had a court hearing. Was it Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. What day is it? Thursday? Thursday. Today's Thursday. And so I started to do the update and then I kept adding on to it. And so now it's just really, I'm like, oh, do I really need to do all this? Or is this just a Crusher thing? It's just me making connections is what it is. Me, just crossing the I's, crossing the T's and dotting the I's. I'm good, sweetie. Always watching in the morning when you are at my nighttime, and I'm nighting usually. Hey, y'all, been busy with kiddos, doc appointments, and her stuff. Whose computer did Melanie tamper with? Not hers, right? And so I was looking at it at the documents. That's something we can take a look at if you want to. But I mean, it's the Mesa. It's a 74-page PDF documents, and I'm sorry, I'm scrolling. Let's see. Yeah, niece of Doomsday Mom, Lori Vallow, to appear in Mesa Court for computer tampering charge. And let's see. Where's that video? Hold, please. Obviously, huh? Oh, I can do this. Videos. I always forget about the little search within the app. Okay. Yeah, it's nothing big, but I mean, this is just whatever. Hold on. So, I mean, this was just I had not seen this, so there you go. But I was also there in Boise. But I mean, oh, well, damn. Try that again. This is just, I caught this and I screen recorded it. It's court TV. This is in Boise, Idaho. And again, I never saw it. I'd heard about it, but never saw it.
Lori Vallow Daybell entering the courthouse with her husband Ian Pawlowski and her attorney Garrett Smith. And so I ran up. I tried to ask her a couple of questions, and she, as you can see, completely ignored me as she went inside for what is likely a meeting with prosecutors in preparation for her testimony this week. We know that her uncle, Rex Connor, who I spoke to many times last week while he was here in town watching the trial, that he said Melanie, his niece, was going to ski.
Yeah, it just repeats. Okay. Oh, here we go. I think this is the full one.
Oh yeah, Vinny, I'm out here all day and into the evening for your show, and just happened to look towards the door earlier as they closed. I couldn't go to the restroom, to be honest. Probably TMI, but I did see behind me Melanie Pawlowski, the niece of Lori Vallow Daybell, entering the courthouse with her husband Ian Pawlowski and her attorney Garrett Smith. And so I ran up. I tried to ask her a couple of questions, and she, as you can see, completely ignored me.
Because she's a snooty
as she went inside for what is likely a meeting with prosecutors in preparation for her testimony this week. We know that her uncle, Rex Connor, who I spoke to many times last week while he was here in town watching the trial, that he said Melanie, his niece, was going to be testifying.
And I'm sure he thinks he has the gift of discernment. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. Cognitive dissonance. Anyways, sorry. That was a little passive aggressive on my part.
At some point this week, so possibly tomorrow or maybe even the next day, Vinny. We're on the lookout.
And this is one witness I think that's probably going to be a little more unpredictable, right? We don't really, do we know where she stands on this whole thing and what she may testify to here?
Yeah, I think you're correct on that. She's given several media interviews over the years with her new husband, Ian Pawlowski. We know his name was mentioned in testimony today too, Vinny, because he at one point cooperated with the FBI after just marrying Melanie and recorded some of the conversations with his wife about the beliefs of Lori, where the children may have been and what she may or may not have known. There is a siren passing.
Somebody call 911 because Melanie Pawlowski just walked into that courtroom. They're like, just kidding.
So again, where she stands, we know in those interviews she did not. She distanced herself from her Aunt Lori and what she knew at the time, that she believed the kids were safe. She believed her aunt at the time, but who knows what all she'll testify to, because we know she was a part of the castings from Melanie Gibbs' testimonies, Zulema Pastenes' testimony. It'll be a big day when she takes the stand. And possibly Ian too.
Yeah, another one of those from that inner circle. That
was,
the beginning, the groundwork for the 144,000. They didn't get quite close to the 144,000. They're short by about 143,996, but they were working their way there. All right, Chanley Painter, thank you.
He's got jokes, right? We've all said it. I've tried to say it because I'm always like 144, 143. I don't math. My math don't math. But anyway, so yeah. Oh, here's a good picture. I had to block the little boy's head out, but still, that's so sweet. She was a pretty grandma, That's terrible. Sorry, Tammy. So sorry. Little boy's cute too. Anyways, let's get out of my. Oh yeah. I did this too. Let's see. Here's Tylee, because I don't have any, so I had to go scouring.
Ready, go. I don't know. I don't want to say anything on camera. This is very stressful. I break into song around your surrounding, about your surroundings. Ready, go. I don't know. I'm so bad at this. Wait, can we restart? Nope. No.
Yeah.
Hold your breath and start intensely without laughing. And stare intensely without laughing. Ready, go.
I couldn't do it.
It's way harder than it looks. I promise everyone who's watching, it's so much harder than it looks. And call each letter out like a cheerleader. Okay, ready? Okay, ready, go. T to the Y to the L to the double E. Your signature football goal celebration. Ready, go. Woo! That's it. I don't know. Go Broncos! No Broncos. No Broncos.
I feel you.
No Ready, go.
Oh, yeah. So I'm like a whatever you call it. I'm like, okay, I don't have anything, but I want to put it on, in videos. I don't want to just have JJ, but it's on YouTube Kids, and I don't know who the girl is even. I got it from Left Undone, actually. So yeah, she was adorable. She was a Spitfire. She was just coming into her own, and that was way too much for her mama, right? Lori, it's like the big tree, little tree analogy, the Tylee and JJ could never grow. Maybe that's why JJ was tall, because she was the big oak tree and she was overshading them, and she was taking all the sun and taking it all in. Yeah. I think so. I do. And I don't really know that case, but I was like, oh, when they started talking about the ritual stuff, I was like, what? Oh my God. And it's not that I didn't want to, it's just I really didn't, and I'm not following true crime. It's just kind of landed in my lap. And so like all the little kids that were missing at the time, I remember like in my algorithm, I would just say, oh, not interested or whatever, because I was like, I'm so sorry, little kid. I just didn't have the brain space or heart space or any kind of space. It was crazy. But I remember seeing all their pictures and stuff, and you can kind of tell what's going on just by the titles and how everything's going, and just listening to you guys and seeing y'all around the YouTube streets, right? Yeah. Libby, I know. I don't know if anybody knows. Please let us know. Yeah. But, so let's see. Computer tampering charge. And so David Hamblin's case, he's the other Mormon therapist who he's not going to court because he's a stellar good person, right? Lawyers for Richard Allen have withdrawn from the case. Wow. Wonder why. Y'all remember when Lori's lawyers did? Well, the two that accompanied Mark Means? I've always wanted to just like, what'd she tell you? I know I can't, but still. It's just one of those things. Remember when the guy testified that she paid her car payments on time? It's something so small, but just said to me she is going to be independent. It's like, yeah. Had she been given the chance, the opportunity, right? These poor kids. It's just a whole nother level when it's kids. It's like they have absolutely no. I mean, first of all, they trust you because you're their mother. You're their mommy. You're their mom. And then your mom's and all her psychotic friends, her psychotic religious friends. It's so gross. And it's like, it's just kids. They don't, I wouldn't expect my mom to kill me. I mean, I wouldn't be like, I know there's a couple of times she said it. I know there's a couple of times I deserved it. Maybe there's a couple of times when you just say things you don't mean. You know what I mean? When it looked like she was maybe going to kill me, but, yeah, it's just, it never comes to that. I remember whenever my little boy, when Zach was a little man, little baby, and I mean, it was my fault. I spoiled his ass, and he slept with us and all that good stuff. I mean, he would take my hair and he would go to the roots of it. And like, that's how he would go to sleep. And I'd be like, okay, I need to get out from this, and no, there was no getting out of. That's how he knew. It was like his, no, bitch, you ain't going nowhere. And I was like, oh my God, I need to staple a wig or something to a pillow so I could move. But I did it to myself. And so I did not do that with Ashlyn. I was like, as soon as she got out of her, oh my God, it's been so long. The little crib, the little bassinet. I mean, it sucked. I'm not gonna lie. It sucked. But, I'd swaddle her and put her in her bed and she would sleep all damn night. And then she would take 2 long naps during the day. I mean, I'd be like, Ash, wake up. I would, just come on. She was so funny. Kids are funny. Yes, my hair was a security blanket and my chest. But, oh man. Something about them little boys, I mean, little girls too. They're both just the same. I mean, just as special. But yeah, whenever he was little, there was one time for sure that I can remember, and I was like, oh my God, there's nothing I can do to console him. I mean, I've done everything. I've done all the things, right? So I had to go put him in his crib, and I had to shut his bedroom door, and I slid down the other side of it. And I was just like, just crying, because motherhood is hard. It's hard. It hurts. You never know what you're doing, if it's right, if it's wrong, if it's how they're doing it and they're doing it. And then, you're just trying to do your best. You're in love with the little person, no matter what. Because my doctor told me he was going to be a girl. I had everything at the hospital ready for a girl, including the name Reagan. Reagan was going to be her name. And when he came out, I was like, oh shit, give me the phone book. This is back when we had phone books. Okay. And so we didn't have the baby name book, and we didn't have a boy name picked out. So I just scoured through the phone book, and I was like, oh, okay, Zachary. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it fit him too. He's a Zachary. And anyways, that was just kind of weird. But it's like, no matter what, you love whatever that is that you bonded with, I didn't care. That's why I turned down the test to, back in the day. I don't know if they do this anymore, but where they stick the long needle to see if the baby has any, don't get me, genetic, I guess, malfunctions or deficiency, whatever. I don't even know. And I don't know what to call it. And I was like, no, I mean, what is that for? And my doctor told me, and I was like, no, I'll love the baby no matter what. It's okay. We're good. Hard pass. But that doctor definitely could not tell the sex of a baby, because Ashlyn was next, right? And then he was like, that's a boy. And I was like, I don't trust you. Can I see your nurse, your your rad tech, the little specialist girl? Oh yeah, to check for Down syndrome. Yeah. I didn't care. Yeah, I was so, and it also poses a threat, like a risk. And I was like, oh, I'm good. So good. That's the 2 times in my life I put cigarettes down like it was nothing. And then I picked them right back up like it was nothing. Here I am. And like whenever I used to, go out and enjoy myself, I would have a drink. As soon as you get a drink, you got to have a cigarette. So you're right there with that. But I don't drink anymore. Every now and then. I drank since then one time. I think I drank 3 beers with Gigi. She brought me back to my hotel in Boise. But I was like, 3 Coronas. It is a bitch to quit. It is. It's like I'm not ready. I'm like KJ in that fashion. I know there's going to be a time. My mom was the same way. And I used to never jack my mom's cigarettes because they were menthols. I was like, no. And they were long. And I was like, no, thank you. That was back in the day. But I don't know. Let me go conjure something up. Nothing bad. No bad conjuring, right? My flip-flop just fell. We're supposed to have a little cool front move through tomorrow. They're talking about some crazy weather, y'all. And I was looking through my picture. I always look through my pictures, but because there's so many. And it was like, it's been since 2020, since we had 2 hurricanes, right? Those 120s. Yeah. I used to go in the store, right? Because back in the day, you could send your kid in the store. My mom would send me with a cigarette pack. I mean, this is back in the day. Let's not be labeling nobody, but it was socially acceptable, I guess you could say. And I would have to say Benson and Hedges Deluxe Ultra Menthol Light 100s. That's what they were. They weren't 120s, but they were really long. I smoked shorts. Migraines, right? My stepmom smoked the Capri 120s. the little tiny, I'm like, what are you doing? Zyban? Yeah, all those damn side effects. Though. I was like, Now I did take Wellbutrin for a while, but it did plateau, I guess, for, which mom was like, hey, it's going to plateau on you. And I was like, don't tell me that because I really like it. And then it did. And then, but it really curbed my appetite and I didn't want to smoke. I mean, like once every 3 or 4 days. And it was just like, Wellbutrin. I liked it. I've taken the whole, the spectrum one at a time, not all at the same time, but the good old days, right? Yeah. I have memories of like me and my twin cousins. My Aunt Terry, she's the oldest Vallow sister. Excuse me. And me and my twin cousin Daisy and Anna, we were 3 weeks apart and they were not identical twins, but they were fraternal. So Daisy had like ringlets. And Anna, she had red, like strawberry blonde hair, straight. And like Aunt Terry and Mom could tell who bit who because like Daisy would have a big bite and I would be middle and then Anna would be small. But anyways, we were 3 weeks apart and my Aunt Terry would like pass us off as triplets. She'd be pushing us at the park or whatever. And yeah, it's just triplets. Mm-hmm. And I do have a memory though of like, I don't even know what kind of car it was, but the seat belts. I remember we were just like jumping up and down, not how you're supposed to. It was awful. But just, I don't know. We were playing. I remember standing up in my dad's truck in the middle. Just, come on, Dad, let's go. That was fun. Back in the day, yeah, we didn't have all that stuff. Oh, now I'm like, I look at a stroller and I get stressed out and I'm like, how the hell you open that? Or you go to open it and you can't, or you can't close it, or you're just like, wait, what? How are they doing them these days? Yeah, we had seatbelts. No, she's not LDS. No. No, my family grew up Catholic. Not that it's any better, but just, yeah. Not LDS. Uncle Charles went from one frying pan to another, in my opinion, which I find fascinating. Because I'm just like, how did he go from one extreme literally into another? I'm fascinated by it. My pawpaw actually wrote a book that is Revelations. It's considered doomsday, but it's not. It's not for sale. Let me go grab it. Let me see. It's on Lulu. Hold on. It's called Countdown. Countdown, right? Every good book starts with countdown to the end of time. Leland Vallow. There it is. It's free. Grab it now. No, I'm joking. But I mean, it's just kind of verbatim, It's not like weird, or it's not out of the grain. Not making exceptions. I'm just, I was like, what? What is this? Okay. Bye, Tylee. This sucks. All right, let me go here. Let me share this tab. So yeah, here's Countdown to the End of Time. Right here. For $0. Leland Vallow. Let's see. Let's go open. Let's see what that brings us to. Not much of anything. September 13th, 2007. It's ebook. It's on lulu.com. This is, I remember this coming up. It's like I saw it uploaded, or some creator uploaded it. And then I was like, Mom, we were evacuated to my Uncle Bobby's house in Lafayette because this was Hurricane Laura. So the first hurricane that hit us in 2020, August 29th. I remember now. And the other one was like now, October. Now. It was horrible. But I remember it like came up in my notifications, Like somebody had uploaded a video of it or something. And I was like, what? Leland wrote a book? What? And I was like, Mom, what the hell? And she was like, oh yeah, I didn't tell you. And I was like, no, you got to tell me this stuff. Here I am researching the hell out of it. I'm not so much then, or she didn't know to the extent then. She really don't know now, but here we are. I tell her minimal. I really do. The last time I sat down with her and Larry and I felt like I just had to kind of, say this is what it is up to that point in time. And I mean, a lot of it had to do with the whole second anointing thing being a possibility. And just Mom was like, what? And I mean, it's confusion. Okay. And especially coming out of a Nevermo's mouth that crammed it in the midst of tragedy and grief and loss and angst and everything else. Nope. Nobody's LDS over here. I mean, we're probably all baptized. Thanks, Lori. No. I mean, no. Nope. I didn't even know they were LDS. Okay. That's how much I did not like. They never were like, hey, can we interest you in the Book of Mormon? No, none of that. It just never came up and never came up. Now, Lori did tell my daughter, my beautiful daughter, she told her she was special, which I already know she is. I know that my daughter is special, but I don't need Lori damn Daybell telling me shit about my daughter or be putting her woogly googlies on my kid, Oh my God. That's all. It's like I can just compartmentalize that. And I mean, I could go off on her right now in her jail cell just with that thought. Leave my daughter alone. Leave all them kids alone, right? But anyways, sorry, got off on a tangent. Nothing new. Okay. All right, so it says, are we living in the end times? Countdowns to the end of time provides the answers to this question and reveals the secrets of heaven and earth. Find out the true meaning of 666, who the whore of Babylon is. We found her. And the location city called Babylon. This would link to LDS's Zion. Okay. It's the same thing, different religion, same damn thing. So it says, find out about the great warning from God, the rapture, the second coming of Jesus. Boy, have we heard that one too many times. The end of the world, the signs that will let you know when the major events are going to take place. Included are numerous miraculous pictures to let you know the truth. And so anyways, you download, where the hell is it at? Where'd it go? Oh, I don't want to add it to I don't feel like doing all this right now. I've already done it. I just got to find it. Okay. All right. I can close this one out. Yeah. I opened up 2 of Justin Lum's earlier, but they were old. February 23rd, 2020. I was looking at Melanie. Y'all know I orbit, so I look at everything. So I hope I don't make you dizzy or anything. Now see, it says, 1019. Again, it doesn't say it on the website though. It won't let me click on anything. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. Nothing. Click column headers to sort. Okay. I did. Nothing's happening. So I don't know. I remember coming to this website before. Oh, I was on the website. My bad. And I got into it, but I guess maybe because she was supposed to be in court today. Why is she not in court? What could, I mean, they've already dropped the charge. They were like, oh shit, I dropped the charge. Let me pick it back up. And then they're like, here you go. And then she's like, no, not today, Satan. And then, here we are doing this circle jerk all over again. Hey, Carrie. Yeah, it is. It is that. It is that. BC girls. It is exactly that. But it's crazy. Y'all would, I'd probably knock you off your damn. You'd probably be like, can you send Crusher some help right now? If I told you where it leads me, I feel like nobody's ever going to get there. I'm just like waiting on somebody to join me. That way I can be like, oh, okay, you see it too? You got here too? Because I don't know how to really get anybody there. It's embarrassing. It's weird. It's their weird though. And it's their conspiracy theories. I don't know. I'm trying not to label myself, but it's like, I fight with myself over that. I'm like, I'm not crazy. I can see where it's going. I know right from wrong. I can't help it. That's where it brings me, because I mean, just like with the whole, I don't even know. I wish I had something I could draw on, because sometimes that works. Let me see if I can do it in Canva. We'll see. Whiteboard. Let me try. Because I don't know how to explain it. It's a visual person, I guess. Also, I don't have the words, and it's not really something you can put to words. So there's that part to sketch up your ideas with TriDraw. Let's try it out. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Share this tab instead. All right. Welcome to Drawboard. Okay. Y'all are going to be my huckleberries today. I don't even know what to do. Okay. I know that's not right, but I mean, we know what they do. Okay. All right. Move along. Okay. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Find me a toolbar. Well, hell. Settings? I don't know. Maybe this is not a good idea. I don't know where to go. Okay, I went out. Let me go. Let me go home. I'll open up another one. That was just a test one to make sure I could color in the lines, and I could not. Where's it at? Where's the damn option? There it is. No. I hope it don't make me try it out again. What the heck? I don't fudge around in here too much. Not these parts. I want my own board. Move. Make this move. I don't know. It's a damn secret society. Draw it. I just want a regular board. I wish I could hear y'all. I can't see you because I'm over here. Whiteboard, mood board, all kinds of boards. I don't get to play in none of this stuff hardly because I'm always making freaking thumbnails or slides that I never use. We could go through my pictures. Holy crap, right? I mean, I could, yeah. There's so many things I need to do. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Like I need to take a picture of the bracelets so I can put them on PayPal. And so I have every one of them that I ordered pretty much. I gave the kids a couple, let's see. It wouldn't have to be a flow chart. Oh, what the hell? Online whiteboard. That sounds racist. Online whiteboard templates right there. And I'm just saying, just kind of sounded funny. Y'all don't mind me. I don't mean any harm or foul. I'm just rambling. mhm. It takes me forever to find something too, right? And I'm never over here. So, hey, this one will be okay because I can put pictures in it, right? Customize it. We'll try. I need to just draw it first, though. Maybe I'll do this when I'm not with y'all because this is nuts. I don't even know where to start. I wanted to empty, like just a plain old. I'm better starting from scratch. I'm trying to think. So I don't even know where to start though. Just somewhere, right? So, okay. Let me do this uploads, right? And let's do Lori and Chad minus Tom. Let's put them right there. They are the kingpins. And, okay. But, okay. Oop. All right. And that. Okay. I hate those ugly greens and stuff. Okay. And then, let's see. It's going to go up, but we'll be going down, if you know what I mean. So, just like their religiosity, their belief system is backwards. Straight up. Okay, and so here's Captain Dweeb, Captain Tom. There. Looks like Moroni. Dun, 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 dun. They got warrior complexes. In my opinion. Okay, so they both knew him. I guess that's one way. Yeah, because then there's like Jason Mao. Here he is. There's Jason. Here you go, bud. You can go sit over there in the corner. No. All right, there's Jason. It's not a really good picture. I mean, not that he takes good pictures, but there's Dopey. But we already have him and Lori. There's David. Ooh, ooh. Let's see. Yes, David and Tom used to speak at, we'll put them there just till I can figure it out. I need to pick Jason up again. Here, Skeletor. Okay. Okay, I'll put him right there. There's Christopher Parrott. I need a massage. It would feel okay if a horse stood on me right now. It would feel great. All right, let me just make do. All right, there's Christopher Pettit. I'm having a spasm in my arm. Okay. This is like Chad's peeps, right? Okay, scrolling, right? Then you have the then you have the Jameses. We'll just put them anywhere. Meet David Warwick, someone who went from gangs to the gospel and shares extensive visions when he speaks all over the western states about the Lord's mercy and patience through our trials. Well, that was a foreshadowing. How adversity can bring liberty. One of the topics are our Preparing a People conference, and that was June 30th, 2017. So see, he was already with the company. Well, hold on. Okay, and then there's, see, this is what happens. I'm like, ooh, and then that's Hector, and I need all these things to go away. It's all up in my way. Go. Y'all don't think I'm crazy, please. This is weird. Okay. Boy, them kids are loud outside. My boys aren't here. They're at their mom's. Yeah, this is one of the flyers for oh my gosh, these things are getting on my nerves. Let's see. Too many things to click. I just needed a whiteboard. That's all I needed. Damn it. Sorry. I just need a clean working area. Of course I could move. I forget. Allegedly. I mean, come on. Down to the freaking last thing, huh? Whatever. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Whatever. All right. This is Jonathan Felt is at UVU, and this is March 11th, 2016. And so like David Warwick and Thomas Harrison, his name's right here. There's Avraham Gigliotti, Karen Pryor, Thomas Harrison's right there. And David Warwick, a tasty dinner and dessert, inspiring activities, and a fabulous music and dance concert. Only $50, right? Register now as seating is limited to about $500. Oh, I mean 500 people. 500 people times $50. I'm just saying. Wow. I mean, that was back in the day too. So, and this is at the Hebraeus, I think I'm saying it right, Foundation Zion Conference, a time of awakening, right? The Grand Ballroom, Utah Valley University, Saturday, May 14th, 2016, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. This is the same circuit, and then it just molts into the next, into the next players. And so David, he's old school, right? He is an OG. Oh my gosh, move all this shit. No. Sorry about all this. Just need some room so I can show y'all so it's not too tiny. I hope y'all are doing okay. Damn you, Melanie Pawlowski. Now you got me doing art class. Kind of. And so, what else does it say? Only $50, right? And it says register now as seating is limited to about 500. Although all 10 virgins had fallen asleep before the coming of the bridegroom, the 5 wise had, quote, received the truth, taken the Holy Spirit for their guide, and not been deceived. I would maybe question, that. And that's Doctrine and Covenants 45:57. I don't know how to say all the things. At a time of when all but the very, and this caught me the other day. I was like, at a time of when all but the very elect would be deceived. Isn't that backwards? Or, I gotta go see this because I need to see what y'all are saying. Isn't it all, even the very elect? Or is it all what they just said? Oh, y'all can't see that. Y'all can't even see what I'm doing. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Y'all. Oh my Lord. Okay, I've been working on this whole board by myself. Where's it at? So sorry. See this board I've been working on? Okay, so it says, okay, next time y'all holler at me, throw a rock. Okay. And so here's this, right? And it says, at a time of when all, am I saying it right? Is it comprehending right? At a time when all but the very elect will be deceived. That's backwards. I think. I need y'all to tell me if it's backwards. Like, were Tylee and JJ ever asked even once if they wanted to be moved around, leave their homes, friends, families, dogs, family, schools, futures, dreams, plans. The children aren't put first, right? At all, you know. It's one of Abraham Giuliotti's deals, but I mean, Tom Harrison was there. They all rub elbows. They all break bread. And, you know, that's what David Warwick too. So David Warwick, Tom Harrison, right? And so I didn't know about Rod Meldrum. I know about him. I just didn't know about the whole, how you say it, Janelle? Krug, oh my gosh. Krugy? I don't even remember. Yeah. Oh, I did. Let me type that in real quick. I did an interview with the Sun. Let me go see if it came out. I don't know. I always like, well, I say always. It's the only second time, but I squint because I'm like, oh, it did. No, that was May 28th. Okay. Whew. So, ow. Okay. No. Not yet. I need to text him and see if he'll tell me when. You know, I didn't even ask. I had a much better conversation with him this time. He was probably like, okay, I'm more relaxed. I was like, look, if you don't know, you might want to go ahead and add the Tim Ballard story in with this one. And Ruby, Franke, and Jodi Hildebrandt, because they're in there too. I said, then the Lump, Hamblin, and Levitt in there also. They're all connected. It's nuts. It's freaking nuts that you cannot have this many coincidences. Not with that weird. Not with that specific. All the specific ties to Mormonism, to weirdness, to the extreme. The second coming, first off. And I've got my, theories. Really, what I think, and I mean, I know some of y'all already know this. Yes, it's sad because then there's some though that aren't implicated already. That's the ones that I'm like, I want those people held accountable because they're still walking free. You know, there's other people that it makes me think all day today as I was watching the Mormon Stories podcast for the third time, right? Not in a row, but you know what I'm saying. And I can't help but I've circled, y'all know how I am with pretty much the way my mind works. And I circle the drains, I circle the wagons. I'm like, moan around here, and then we're going to hang out here until everybody figures it out. And I'll harp on it, and I won't let it go. I'm a dog with a bone, right? Oh, thank you, Laura. Oh, you are a former Mormon? Oh, yes, thankfully. Yeah, I was too. I was relieved whenever that happened. I've actually felt for the first time, and there's been, Jen, her and I have gone back and forth for years. She's somebody I could just throw something, whatever I'm researching, right? And she would do the same. And sometimes we would read each other's, whatever we threw at each other, and sometimes we wouldn't. A lot of times we would research the same things, and we were just like, no way. But I mean, we're kind of researching the same thing. So, there's only that's even more of a, well, it could be not really a validating thing, or corroborating, but great minds think alike. And it's like everybody does their own thing. And again, I don't even tell my mom and my dad. I just tell them if it's something, and I'm just like, you need to know this. then I try to dumb it down, or because mom told me that she's like, you need to dumb it down. I'm like, I don't know how yet, because it's way up here. And I mean, I'm just like, I got it in my head. I just don't know how to. I don't know how to make, just get you to see. But whenever me and Lauren had text one another. What day was it? Where's my damn phone? It's warm in here. I'm just hot. No. I will try to find it, post it on the community page. It may have been someone quoting Tom or misquoting. I'll check. Chad better wear a diaper, right? Damn depends. Okay. Oh, okay. Lauren, let's see. Saturday. It was Saturday. Yeah. And I just kind of was like, this is what I see. This is where it goes. Where you want to go, I don't know. I just don't want to be by myself. It really does suck. It's scary. It's very scary. Because you're just like, and it's lonely. It's lonely as all get out too. When you're just like, okay. So, I mean, again, I've been kind of circling the wagons. Not really. It's too big. It's way too big. And I'm just this, whatever, grieving family member. What a small channel, not a big, I have a good following. I have a good community here, and I love this community. I wouldn't trade you guys for the world. So don't you think like that. But you know what I'm saying? The platform, the bigger the platform, the further the reach. But then you also lose touch with your community. So it's something you got to balance. So, oh, wow. I'm getting tired. Maybe my eyes. Okay. Hold on. I'm having to download the pictures again, or the screenshots. How many do I have? Oh, it opens up. Excuse me. Okay. Let me see what I can read out loud. Okay. I'm just going to say this much. Like, I was like, hi, Lauren, it's Kresha. Thank you for acknowledging my concerns regarding Tom Harrison, Ballard, and what is looking to be more of a conspiracy theorist, bizarre, religious rabbit hole that Lori and Chad obviously went down long ago. It's bizarre, all right, but it's been terrifying to talk about publicly. I'm just like, I won't, I'll just sit here and, y'all know, I go right up to it and I'm like, or I just drop little subtle hints, not so subtle, and just hoping. And I mean, a few of you guys are like, yeah, I can totally see that. I just dropped all my stuff. Anyways, but it's so scary because it's just not it's far out there. Thank you, Lamisa. I'm so glad. Yeah. Yes. There you go. Olive, see, why can't you just lend me your voice? That's it. Yeah. They're all Chad's train stream. Now I don't know about Jodi's books. I don't know yet. I haven't. It's still sitting right there. But yes, this is a guide. It's a how to meet like-minded people on certain days, certain fields. That's what I was going to say earlier so now I can't help but think about that field where Lauren went and I was like, that's right there. Because it was either that or the church. That's where I was at. I was like, it either happened in the church But I mean, field sounds a little better. But that doesn't mean it's true. I'm just not. Yes, a lot of things did come out in the trial, but not enough things. Where's David and Melanie and Lori's god dang freaking, it was so important podcast, right? Where the hell was that? I want to hear it. What was so damn important where they weren't podcasting, right? They were playing James and Elena and Phoebe and Wardick. I don't know. That's all I got for Warwick. David Dale. But that's what this is. And it's the same thing that Chad Daybell says in his book. I mean, in his Train Stream. Okay. And there's President Hinckley that says kind of the same thing in his. I don't know where it's at. I just remember seeing it one time. See, I'm a never-mo. So again, I didn't know how to do the things that like to tag my source back. I've got my reading list, everything. I always try to save it and leave breadcrumbs or whatever so I can find my way back to it. But there's just so many. There's 4 years of me doing this daily. And y'all know the links are horrendous, right? But yeah. And yeah, that's what it is. Thank you, Olive. Thank you. But it's so just like Tom Harrison was Neil Maxwell, right? Well, let me go grab it. I'm going to grab it. Let's see. Allegedly, right? I'm just slow. Not that kind of slow. I mean, it's borderline. All right. I found it earlier. Oh, let me show you all this. Y'all have seen it before, but I need to just post it, right? This goes hand in hand with David Hamblin, which is his bud, right? David Hamblin. And this guy right here, he named himself as part of this ritualistic child SA back from the Satanic Panic. What? Wow. We gaslit our victims a little bit. Made them think that they were crazy. Labeled them as crazy so nobody would touch them. Right. Seems to be a long and strong history of this kind of harm to children. And it's via these therapists who are doing these dual relationships, and they're chum with the church. And it just, I mean, are these people just rogue and they're doing it all on their own because they're just like demonic or whatever, and they just want to project everything on everybody else that they really are? Or does shit roll downhill like I suspect it does? I mean, there is a connection. There's a major connection where I always thought it was there. I just was like, there's no way. No. I mean, it scares me. To even formulate the words to say it out loud is hard. And I rarely do it. I think I've, passive aggressively said it. But do you know what that's like? I mean, I've been, like I said, at this point, since about 2020, late 2020, or was it 2021? Either way, it was a long time ago. And I was just like, oh my God. And I did the whole chain of command, like in my head. I was like, okay, well, who can you go tell? Talking to myself. Who can you trust to even say, hey, look over there, And so I started running through the chain of command, like who would I go and alert? And I was like, okay, I can call maybe one of the detectives, like Ray Hermosillo or Ron Ball. And then I was like, no. And then I was like, okay, what about the FBI? And I was like, probably not. And I went through all the alphabets, right? All the letters, organizations, or whatever. And then I was like, what about the president? And I was like, no, hell no. I mean, just, and then I was like, oh my God, no, you can't tell nobody. And it's just, that's so lonely. It makes me want to cry because it really is. It's overwhelming. It's like, again, it's like, you're like, hey, everybody, there's a fire. And meanwhile, everybody's like, oh, it's not on fire. It's not a fire. You're just silly. You're silly. You just sit down. You just shh, be quiet. You know, I've been dismissed so many times. I've been told I was wrong. I've been told that, and I mean, I really don't care, obviously. And it's not that I don't care about what they're saying or who, you know what I mean? It's not about that. It's just my gut is like, you know, I know. And trust me, it's not comfortable. It's not like I'm like, yeah, I'm just doing this because it's fun. It's not fun. This is it's very worrisome. And it means a whole lot of people are not as good as they appear to be. And I say a whole lot of people, but a good bit. To whatever degree, you know, that's on them. But I mean, I can't help it. It's not, I just want to tell the victim stories. I want their stories to tell themselves as they come out naturally and not forced and into some narrative like they have been. They have been, and everybody's okay with that. A lot of people are just like, oh yeah, that's what it is. And then they don't either have the time to go and search, or they, you know, I mean, they're my family members. Yes, this is something I really just want to know. In my heart of hearts, it would justify. If they would get justice, not justify. It would not justify anything, but it would, to me, it's the justice through understanding thing. Like, I know they probably won't get it in the court of law. Let's be honest. But just doing it, just exposing. I don't think that's wrong. If you have, just like myself, you know, if I've done my share of wrong, trust me. You want to know, you let me know and I will show you. I will tell you face to face, you know, or whatever, but I'm not trying to hide anything. I am human. I'm human. I make mistakes all the time. I say the wrong things all the time. And I've done my share, but I'm also not this almost $1 trillion organization that, you know, majors, let's just say it majors in land development and finance. They really love for their portfolio and the stock market, and then they dabble in Jesus. And so I find that disgusting, because that's not from somebody who was like so tunnel vision, just kind of in my own little world until all this happened. And then when this happened, I was like, oh, the world got really big and I got really small, and it was crazy. It still is crazy, but I don't feel as scared, you know, like I used to be kind of like, but now I can see a lot of things that I didn't even know existed before. And knowledge is power. It's, you know, but, and I've found a lot of me along the way too. So, I mean, it wasn't worth. It's dual purpose, I guess. But it's not my main motivator. My main motivator is to do right by them, by Tylee, Charles, Tammy, and JJ and Joe. And, you know, I just, one day, if my brother has questions, I can maybe answer more of them by saying, oh, with their belief system, here, it was this, it was that, or it could be this or that, you know. Or anybody, if anybody wants to know, then, you know, I can maybe deliver that or help. I have no idea. I don't even know what my point is here, what my role is here. I really don't. That still hasn't become apparent to me. But I'm here nonetheless. I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass or thumb and so what do you call it? A thorn in anybody's side. I'm not that person. So this is something extraordinary that would make me circle like some damn sharks. Okay. You know who my mom is, right? Okay. I mean, tell her no. Okay. And here we are. I'm a product of her saying no, or no, my papa telling her no. And so here I am. I was born because of that. Just saying. And there's nothing wrong with that. Headstrong, you know. But, you know, so many people have said, you know what? You're just grieving and, you know, you just want to place blame on the church. And I'm like, I wish it would go the opposite direction any moment now. This whole time I've just been like, no, I don't care. I would rather depart and go the opposite direction. If I could, if my body would let me, if my heart, my soul, if everything would let me, I would drop it like it's hot. But that's not how it works, obviously. Anyway, so Hamblin's dad, this is not Hamblin, this is Levitt. He was that researcher, you know, he was a sociologist and he got government funding, okay, for it's called the Opportunity House. And what it was this, he was a researcher type-ish, you know, kind of like not a scientist, but, you know, research. And a government funding, and it was a Opportunity House. And what they did is they had like 30 or I don't remember if it was couples or whatever, but they had people. I hate when I don't have something in front of me that I can read off of. It was an experiment, I guess. And what they did was they introduced a reward system, which is fine. I understand, but not in this mindset, not in how this shit storm. Okay. You don't get to hear. And then Grandpa, you know, Robert Hamblin, was just this good old researcher who didn't mean anything nefarious. Okay. You just don't get here without some bullshit way back there. So that's where we're at. And it makes a lot of sense to a lot of the things that we are seeing play out and right now that are taking up all our notes and our brain width. Okay. So the whole reward system, and guess what? No, he wasn't a doctor. I don't think. Was he? Let me just play this clip and then I'll go find the things.
How do you train a dog to roll over when it's time to roll over? You know, you do it by giving a reward and repetition. If a man wants to program some little girl to give immoral sex time he wants to, you start young and give rewards. You know, I mean, it's unfortunately, I've never, you know, it's the same way you help a child learn how to make their bed.
Okay.
How do you train a dog?
Did y'all see right there where it seemed like he was about to say, well, not like I've had anything to do with it, but then he just couldn't help himself and he just went right into it. And it's how you train a kid. I'm telling you, this is what Jodi was doing. This is what Jodi was doing to them little kids. Okay. Did y'all see the new body cam footage? I was chasing it around this morning. Every time I'd go look at another video of any other video, I never did go to KUTV, but I would click, you know, the other video or whatever I was watching would go off and then it would roll into a newer drop zone. I'm like, good God, how many did they have? But, oh, Pam, what do y'all think of Pam? Pam. What do y'all think? Y'all know I have my opinions.
To roll over when it's time to roll over.
This bothers me.
You know, you do it by giving a reward and repetition. If a man wants to program some little girl to give immoral sex time he wants to, you start young and give rewards.
Right here. Right here. It's like he's about to say, oh, no. And then he just goes right into it.
I mean, it's unfortunately, I've never, it's the same way you help a child.
He's got the
learn
Alec
how to make
Murdahl.
their bed. How do you train a dog?
He's got the Alec Murdahl thing. I was like, I've watched him. I'm like, is he like telling on himself, And no, he goes up and down and forward and backwards. Okay, let me go back over here. And then let me do this while I look at. Dang it. At. Oh, I remember this. Oh, yeah.
The point is that after making a mistake, we need
This
to
is
face
old.
up to it. We need to tell the truth. That is integrity, telling the truth and honoring promises no matter the consequences.
Oh, I think this is just that. Okay. Not bad. I'm looking for something while y'all look. Dang, it's long. Oh, it's the. I think it has a John DeLynn on there when he. Yeah. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yeah, it does.
Anyone think there's any question that some of the beliefs of the church will be put on trial as far as being a defense? Or
so.
I wonder if that's an aspect to it. We've kind of been discussing that in the book club.
This was for Lori's trial.
I think prosecutors have said that they were going to be talking some about how these were motivated by a belief system, but that's as much as I know.
I can just say, I don't know if this will come as a shock to any of you. Mindy and I have talked about this, but Chad Daybell's attorney, John Pryor, reached out to me and asked if I would consider being a witness for this case to talk about how Mormon, some of the beliefs and doctrines and theologies are. And that gave me the impression that at least in Chad's case, there's going to be some discussion about whether the church bears any blame or culpability for some of the beliefs that eventually emerged. That's my speculation, but I declined. Mindy said don't do it, and so I didn't do it. Whatever Mindy tells me, actually Margie, my wife, is like, you will not be testifying in this case. So I politely declined. Mindy, do you have anything you want to add about that?
I'm laughing because when you told me that Pryor contacted you, I'm like, and didn't he say that Chad was a fan of Mormon stories? I was like, really?
Yeah, he did. He did say that, and I was.
This is fun.
The other thing I'll say is, I when I told John I couldn't do it, I thought of who else knows law that knows Mormonism really well, and I thought of Radio Free Mormon.
Yeah.
And if you guys will forgive my swearing,
Watch your ears.
I asked Radio Free Mormon if he wanted to be a witness on this case, and he said, "Fuck no."
Right?
blame him.
Hell no. That'd be the smartest thing ever. Right? I have this one. I mean, this is just,
And then the last one is get ourselves out of the way.
as low that goes. I think it's boring. I was like about to fall asleep. But I gotta look for something while y'all.
Remember, health in the brain comes from faith and hope.
Faith and hope. Health in the brain.
Joy and happiness comes from a belief that I am in this for the long term and I will stop saying it has to look like this. I will allow it to look like it looks.
Sounds like Jodi.
To it, process it, move past it, and rejoice in and welcome that which comes from letting go. And not sit in my bed and pull the covers over my head and curse God and die.
Hold on, I'm looking.
Because those that do stay in that cycle for a long time, and many of them never get out. You have to introduce these standards to get better.
I'm surprised it didn't say principles.
Or you just stay in the cycle.
Okay.
That's how functional brains work. Any questions or comments?
Yes.
And please.
Am I dark?
Challenge anything you'd like.
Can you take my mom off your list, please?
Tough skin over my mouth. Any questions?
Okay, finally found it. Damn.
Please answer.
Okay, she's like, can you please sit down, sir? No. All right. So this right here. Okay. And so whenever I never knew that that Tom Harrison referred to himself as Neil A. Maxwell. So I was like, I've seen that name. Y'all know how my brain works. And if I've seen it, then here we are. So it's Lori. Again, I think this is more of a role play and not so much a past life document. Okay. I don't know the actual ritual or ceremony, but I have a good idea. It's weird. The stuff that goes on in my head. I told you it's very conspiracy theorist. It's like, I can't help it. I'm just like, these people have done some weird stuff. They perverted everything else. I don't think they ever had a handle on the gospel. Okay. Honestly. And I think this is where we end up with I'm not saying this doesn't happen to regular Christianity or, anybody else. I'm just speaking merely for just what I know with this because it's so vast. And there's no way I could even try to put a lid on that because not right now, not until I get more refined. But I don't know. I can't help what I see when I read all these books whenever all these books. I'm talking, the other one, this is just for example, and this is, The Coming of the Lord by Gerald N. Lund. And it's from 1971. It's called The Coming of the Lord. And I have some from, I don't have them around me, of course. They must in my room, I think. Where I just grabbed books at Desert Industries when I was in Boise, and I left a lot of them at Mary's. I need them get them sent down here so I can scour through them because these scrubbing bubbles don't come and erase everything in them. That's one good thing. It's an actual tangible physical copy. It's in my hand. And I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying not the scrubbing bubbles. And that's one way the church gaslights people. And that's how they deceive people because they're very smoke and mirrors, and it's very bothersome to me. And I don't like seeing people get used and hurt and used is the best word. It bothers me. And so it's like my love for humanity Oh, my papers are on the floor. I was like, where's my notes? Let me grab them. Oh, my goodness. You know, when you get too old, and they don't just fall neatly, you know. They fall everywhere. Okay. Difficult, right? Difficult. And they're loud. So sorry. Okay. So I started taking down some notes while I was listening to Mormon Stories podcast. I was like, well, maybe I can do this and start this. I always try to think of, well, maybe if I try this, or let me try that. I mean, I'm all about it. Yeah. So I just kind of took notes while they were talking, and, you know, they said that Dan Gray owns LiveStar, and one of the commenters said that, he lived in Rexburg, or whenever they were working in Rexburg. I really didn't catch the comment, but I was just writing down what they said. And then Ken Krogu, after suffering from a horrible, or, you know, the effects from a horrible car accident, had major changes in his behavior. Like, he began to say odd things and began hearing the voice of Tom Harrison. Okay, before he met him. Was tempted by adult movies and pictures and other things, which was new to him. Perhaps brought on by the bad car accident is what I wrote. But Ken, was very distressed about it. Claimed to have heard Tom's voice. I don't know if by dream or vision. It's what he said. And then Ken Krogu, I don't know how to say his name, was talking to his friend Rod Meldrum. Book of Mormon Evidence, Firm Foundation, Firm Expo, Chad rubbed elbows, spoke at the conferences, right? So did Jason Mount. So did David Warwick. So did all these people. Sean Little Bear, right, Janelle? I'm so sorry. You just keep getting... You're a hero in my eyes, girl. You did the right thing. High five. Am I even behind this thing? Oh, I am. Okay. Oh, I'm thinking y'all can see me, but maybe that's good. But okay. Hey, high five, Janelle. I'm very proud of you. I really am very proud of you. Oh God, you see that? I definitely think Jodi is experiencing a lot of projections on self-hate and rage directly linked to her being closeted and hating that she is likely gay. And how many people agree with Lamisa right here? Me too. Okay. I was like, oh no, she is straight up so angry at her religion for not accepting her kind for a long time. Right. And then every time Jesse would say or share some things about their aunt Jodi, I was like, oh, I mean, I'm not trying to, like, I guess let's look at like more profiling, right? It's you trying to figure out the person. It's not to, I don't care what her preference is. I do care that she's hurting people. It bothers me. It bothers you. It's, you know, I don't know why I'm so low. Her and Jodi sit way too close. It's obvious. Yeah. I know you don't have proof. I know. It's just speculation. And, you know, I mean, it's all we can do because unless Jodi comes right out and is like, hey, you know, I'm finally embracing who I am. We won't get that. Or her to shut us down, even. I'm sure she'd be like, hit the smash button. You know, y'all remember that? She's like, hit the like and subscribe. I need to clip that and use that. I'd actually want people, that would drive people away. So maybe reverse psychology, right? One can hope. Yeah, y'all do? Okay. I was wondering. I've been hearing it more and more. You know, it's like people kind of get you know, because it's not our place to talk about it and discuss, but I mean, you can't help but put those things together. And I mean, it makes perfect sense whenever you do that. It's nothing, all this is, every one of these people are projectors. Oh, I'll come back to this. But yeah, we're going to figure this thing out one day. Anybody want to help? Or jump on because it's going to take that much. But I have this PDF and it's called, I got it from Jen and it came from academia and it's called eight estates or something like that. And there's some things that correlate with this whole thing. Like even the SSW that Chad Googled. I mean, I don't want to help him. I don't want none of my research to help him. I don't want any of our research to help him. But I mean, whatever. It is what it is. If he can work it in his defense, let him try. He still did, in my opinion, what I think he did. He wasn't innocent. Like he tried to portray when Lori got served with the Visions of Glory book under her leg. He's like, what? What you got there? He's all Wally, and I'm like, too late. If not, you'd have said Chad, like earlier when I saw it and I was like, here's your chance, Chad, and he didn't say, wait, you have kids? That's what I'd have done. Just kidding. I wouldn't have killed anybody. Jodi was married for all of 1.5 years and her kids stopped talking to her. Somehow that makes her qualified to be a family counselor, right? No wonder she wants all the families to break up. And I mean, so is it her or is she being directed? That's all I'm saying, because it's not just her as this toxic counselor. If it was one rogue counselor, okay. But you kind of got all these crazies coming out. You've got David Hamblin. You've got some accomplices of his that are named in the reports from the victims of David Hamblin's that hold callings in the church. And so sorry. And they do this dualistic crap. One of them's allegedly a bishop, or no, he's a stake president. And he actually he referred one of the members of the church who then became an alleged victim. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Then you got Tom, a brain specialist, according to Tim. I wish they'd played the whole clip, because the entire clip, he says that Tim says that Tom works in the aftercare. What aftercare? The ruse one? Because it's all a damn ruse. I just didn't think it was this bad, Yeah. I actually looked through Mormon Reddit, not ex-Mormon, but yesterday, and it was old. It came out right before Jodi and Ruby happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow. And they were talking about the ethical part of having, your therapist be an LDS, an LDS counselor. And there were so many stories of, which, I mean, they do sign the thing to say that it can go to your bishop or whatever, whomever in the damn church, in the paradigm. But I mean, come on. Why? What is the point? But then it brings me back to the strengthening committee, whatever that's called. The strengthening members. Is it strengthening members committee? And then, they do a lot of things virtual now. And because they're always hiring for tech and those kind of jobs, which you have to have a temple recommend. I'm like, well, isn't that that's discrimination? I saw it on LinkedIn. I was like, isn't that a little discriminatory? I know. Tip of the iceberg. Right? Oh, tell me I was dreaming, right? God dang. Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what it is. It's exploitation and it is trafficking. And with all the, oh my God, with all of the sketchy adoptions or lack thereof, or wink, wink, then that the Levitt guy that I just showed y'all know, I mean, a lot of y'all know the clip of, which I don't have it right at hand, but the Buffalo baby. About, okay, what, oh my God, I haven't been able to think of the name of the country all day. It's not Russia, but it's, I mean, I've been like, Ukraine. There you go. I was like, does it start with a K? Ukraine. So that with, oh my God, it's, I mean, it's not a far reach now. It was a far reach when things started, when everything started happening with my family. Why is my camera doing that? It's jacked up. So sorry. Yeah. Yeah. And then steadily bitches about her children at the same time. And she's like, me, me, me. I'm like, good God, lady. She's iced everybody out, I think. That's my take. Oh, this camera thing's pissing me off. Okay, let me go and grab, what was I going to grab? Oh, okay. Let me finish telling you about Hamblin Levitt. Okay. So Levitt, allegedly, on Fox 13 News, let me type that in so I can see if it'll pull it up, because I have screen recordings. Video. Let's see. Okay. Let me just, oh, okay. Wow. That's pretty cool. I don't know. AI, all this technology scares me too. It's a double-edged damn sword. Know that. Okay, so let me find it. I mean, I could go to the damn website, but it's like not one of those that I ever just see easily. Not the Buffalo baby one. Let me just see. Okay, that's him. Oh, I was already sharing. Okay. I'm just sitting there staring at it like, what? Maybe this one? Let's see. Oh, this one freaks me out.
Yeah, Bob Kelly, when we reached out to the church for clarification on this policy, a spokesperson told us the reason they're asking leaders to reach out is so they can tell them no. Quote, that.
So this, isn't to do with that, but this has to do with the case, in my opinion. This bothers me. This is unethical as all get out.
That's the whole point, is that local leaders shouldn't get involved in any type of court case. We've spoken to attorneys, we've spoken to members of the church, and we've spoken.
If they reminded these assholes to be good people as much as they remind them to be crappy ones, then we'd be good.
Spoken to former members of the church who say that statement causes them concern about obstruction of justice.
Oh, yeah.
To have the church put out a statement like this, I'm really concerned about it.
Joanna Smith is a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who says she is not afraid to speak up, even if that means disagreeing with the prophet.
I have been called less of a Mormon multiple times over my life.
You go, girl.
Mormonism's in my blood. It's who I am.
In this case, she's concerned about a letter, a reminder outlining a policy that would prevent leaders from getting involved in any court case without permission from the church. Quote, however well-intentioned, church leaders sharing information in legal proceedings can sometimes be misinterpreted and even damaging.
I think it's very clear what their priorities are. Maybe not for a corporation, but for a religion, I definitely think that victims should come first.
The letter was sent out on August 4th, the same day an Idaho judge ruled that the case against Chad Daybell will continue to trial.
All right.
Daybell is an LDS author accused of having extreme religious beliefs. In June, police found the bodies of his wife's 2 missing children buried in.
So you have to ask yourself, and this goes into what like Olive Heatley said whenever I was trying to, stutter step and tell you what I think this is and how I think it's these roles, it's this cosplay. It is. So what's really going on here? Because Chad's not starting his own church. Okay. He just got branded with that. He never said that. He never said I'm a prophet. He's no different than any other priesthood holder, in my opinion, besides, the carnage in the backyard and the dead wife and, all the things. But besides that, Chad, I mean, really, he's just as outlandish as the next, in my opinion. And I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you, I have looked, I have listened, I have researched my ass off, trying to find where he's like, yeah, that's what we're doing. Like David Warwick, he's like, oh yeah, it's an invisible church. But then why move to Hawaii? It was part of the plan. Okay, is it a movable church? It's invisible. I mean, I'm just asking these questions because it don't add up at all. Never has. And so, I mean, again, I was about to have my own outer body experience when I was watching David testify, and Lori was too, because she knew his ass was lying too. Not trying to take up for her, but I watch. I'm looking. She's not trying to, I don't know, whatever. I'm not basing it all on just her reactions. I'm just saying he was lying. Why? Because there's a lot to lose, or there's a lot of people that could, it could possibly shine a light on. So the whole starting his own church and all that, I mean, it's a false narrative. And in my opinion, it does not do the victims any justice because it's not their real story at all.
In his backyard.
Too many members are going to read this and say, well, I can't testify.
You're encouraging people to be complicit in these terrible events. Amen. And that is irresponsible. It's a form of coercion. It's a danger to our society.
Employment attorneys say it is perfectly legal for a company, or in this case, a religious organization, to have a policy asking members to consult legal counsel. But if there is in fact a blanket policy behind closed doors that prohibits leaders from testifying or responding to a subpoena, that would be illegal. Obstruction of justice.
This is no different than the culture of silence that led to the abuse of these kids in the Catholic Church.
Well, I don't think it's asking for permission. I think it's consulting.
Stephen Paul.
Y'all think he's related to Garrett Smith? He looks like Garrett Smith, don't he? He reminds me of Garrett Smith. I'm just saying. Let's back that up.
Led to the abuse of these kids in the Catholic Church.
Well, I don't think it's asking for permission. I think it's consulting.
Stephen Paul is a local attorney and member of the church who received the letter. He says getting legal advice is never a bad idea, and he has faith that the church will make fair decisions, not try to obstruct justice.
The organization has been under attack throughout the centuries.
Religions in the U.S. should not be interfering with legal proceedings.
Period.
The church told us this is not a new policy. This is not sent out in response to any particular case, and they have sent it out before. As a reminder, back in 2010, I asked, would this policy prevent a leader from responding to a subpoena? The church said they cannot speak on that.
No, shocker. Oh my God, it's like I can't respect this church because it does not respect anybody, especially its members.
We're live in Temple Square. Adam Herbets, Fox 13 News. Utah.
Like, pick any faith. I don't care what it is. Just get the hell out the damn church. I know that's backwards to say, but don't walk, run. I don't know what's coming after this. Let's see. Oh, all right. It's back when I thought I had a lot of space to do things. This could be the same thing.
Yeah, Bob Kelly, when we reached.
Let's see. I just found screenshots of the Buffalo Baby one. Well,
prohibits leaders from testifying or.
All right. Okay.
The defense attorney representing Lori Vallow
Bothers me
Daybell
too.
says an employee at the Idaho State Hospital is using the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to manipulate a potential death penalty case.
Now, earlier this year,
I believe
Vallow
it.
Daybell was found incompetent to stand trial despite being accused of murdering her husband and her 2 children. Fox 13 News investigative reporter Adam Herpetz joins us in studio to explain this latest development. What does it mean for her, Adam?
Yeah, Bob Haley, for about the past 4 months, Lori Vallow has been in the custody of the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, receiving treatment before she can stand trial. According to her defense attorney, Mark Means, she has, quote, an abnormal, obsessive view of the LDS Church, its doctrine, and its leaders, which is why he says he was especially concerned when he found out she made a phone call to a Salt Lake City attorney who also represents the church.
Shame on that worker. I'm telling you, shame on that worker at the LDHW or whatever it's called. What is that? What it's called? IDHW, Idaho Department of Health and Welfare. Yeah, because whoever that was, just saying, things happen.
According to his motion,
a lot.
And the reason his client made the phone call is
Which tells me there's a lot more sitting at the bottom of this, you know? Oh my God, it scares me.
because it was assigned to her as homework for her treatment by the clinician assigned to her case. Quote, clinician checked in with the defendant to ensure this assignment was completed. He argues it's incredibly inappropriate for a medical professional to try and give his client legal advice, especially because they know she is not mentally competent.
I think she was the whole damn time. I mean, me, Mom, Larry, we all said it.
I did feel like it was a little unusual, if it's true, that the state hospital employee encouraged the phone call. She may have felt that there was some therapeutic benefit to this. I mean, it's hard to describe what that could have been, but I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
That's Greg Skordas, a defense attorney and former prosecutor not affiliated with this case. He says he used to work with Daniel McConkey, that's the attorney who took Lori Vallow's phone call. And
Yeah, she didn't just get any attorney. She got the attorney. I'm just saying.
that it is difficult to know if there was anything legally or ethically wrong with that call without knowing exactly what was said.
Do y'all imagine her in her jail cell right now doing this? Her prison cell, I'm sorry. Without her comfy clothes. Shame on you.
If Lori called you, I mean, would you take that call and what would you say to her?
The first thing you'd want to do is say, look, you're currently represented by counsel. I don't know that I can talk to you. If you're looking for a second opinion or something like that, let me at least consult with your attorney and make sure that he's okay with me talking to you.
As part of our story, we also spoke with Linda Smith. She's an attorney and member of the Ethics Advisory Opinion Committee here in Utah. She says she has potential ethical concerns about conflict of interest, with Daniel McConkey possibly giving legal advice while also representing the church. Quote, their interests are probably not aligned. From that perspective, McConkey probably shouldn't have been talking to her about anything. So far, nobody from the law firm has responded to our request for comment. We did, however, receive this statement from the prosecution. The prosecutors involved in this case, quote, we will address the unfounded claims by one of Ms. Daybell's defense attorneys in a court of law.
You know, they had just assigned her the second, Jim Archibald. And he just basically said it was baseless, right? Basically. We will address the unfounded claims, right? We found them. They're right here in the portal. All right, I found the Buffalo Baby one too.
Not in the media. Lori Vallow's attorney says his goal at this point is to get a copy of all records related to that phone call, including a copy of the recording, if there was one, to see if his client's rights were violated. We did also reach out to the state of Utah. We have not heard back on the explanation on what happened between the defendant, Lori Vallow, and that clinician. Reporting in studio tonight, Adam Herpetz, Fox 13 News.
Shame on this just the whole damn thing, right? Shame on them. Uh-oh. It's still blurry. Let me try and clean it. Let's see. Okay, let me try it again. Still blurry. I don't know. I don't know. All right, I found the Buffalo baby one. Well, I'm trying to be present on screen, but I can't. All right, so let me share this one instead. Buffalo baby.
In the Native community about a non-Native adopting a Native.
This is not how you adopt a child. This is how you procure a child.
The Fox 13 News investigative team has obtained video of Utah County Attorney David Levitt talking about how he adopted a Native American child.
The video shows Levitt explaining how he tried to broker a deal with a tribe in Montana, offering them the ability to export buffalo meat to Ukraine as part of a request he made at the same time to adopt the child.
Fox 13 News investigative reporter Adam Hildebrandt found out
Right.
why the statements made in this video are part of a long-standing
have.
criminal investigation.
The Tribal Social Services looked at us and said, we're not giving you this baby.
This video was recorded by a documentarian in 2020. It's 17 minutes long, and it shows Utah County Attorney David Levitt telling the story of how he managed to adopt a tribal infant in 2017.
And finally, this
Yes.
strategy comes into my head. And if you got 5 minutes, I'll tell you the story.
As he describes it, his strategy meant hopping on a plane to Montana, then walking onto the reservation unscheduled to meet with the president of the Northern Cheyenne tribe.
I said, I'm here for two reasons. I said, I'm here to tell you the second reason first. But I'll tell you the first reason second. And I said, but before I tell you the second reason, I want to tell you a story.
His story touches on the importance of family. Then it highlights his close friendship with former Ukrainian President Viktor Yushchenko.
Oh, Yushchenko. All right. Sex trafficking all the way. And that's not the only person that is linked up with this Yushchenko dude. Okay.
Victor and I have this goal of introducing buffalo into Western Ukraine.
Wow.
And you're a sovereign nation.
You live in Scotland in a freaking castle now with the little baby girl. Oh God, I worry about that kid. Oh God.
And you have a buffalo herd. And Ukraine is a sovereign nation, and it doesn't have a buffalo herd, but it wants one.
It does now.
And so I'm here to try and see if we can form a bilateral agreement between the people of the Northern Cheyenne and the people of Ukraine to introduce buffalo to Western Ukraine. And at that point, you know, he was all ears.
I bet.
And I said, that's the second reason why I'm here. The first reason why I'm here is
Hear myself talk.
that we want to adopt one of your people.
He says tribal president Jace Killsback gave his blessing, but tribal social services did not. So Levitt went back to the president to try again. Watch and listen to how he describes the tribal president made a compelling argument to help Levitt clear that final hurdle and take home the child that same day.
He said, listen, the Levitts are friends of the tribe. They're assets to the tribe for more than just this. I left, and 5 minutes later, the phone rang, and it was the social worker saying, I think I figured out a way to get this child to you.
Jace Killsback has declined to comment.
Ain't
At
that
the time of
something?
this interview, he was in prison for fraud in an unrelated case.
Not every child needs to grow up in the city, green grass, white picket fence house. It's best for the Native children to remain in Native communities.
Stephanie Benali, a Native American specialist for Utah foster care, is not just giving her opinion in this interview. She's describing federal law, the Indian Child Welfare Act. It was passed in 1978 to protect Native American children from being adopted by non-Native families.
Prior to the act, 25 to 35% of Native children were removed from their home and placed in non-Native homes.
There's such a prejudice in the Native community about a non-Native adopting a Native.
Levitt says the child is family. Technically, she's his step, foster, great niece. They might not be related by blood, but ultimately, the tribe gets to decide who's considered family. According to court documents, the child's biological mother willingly gave up her parental rights, but the biological father did not. The court ultimately ruled in Levitt's favor, approving the adoption.
let me put it this way. I would like our elected officials to be servants of the public and not self-serving.
Linda F. Smith is a member of the Utah State Bar Ethics Advisory Opinion Committee.
Oh,
She
no.
also taught ethics at the University of Utah for more than 30 years. She says the video is concerning
I don't know
in
you
more
had
ways than
history.
one.
He was clearly
Backwards.
politicking to get his way. It was a little smarmy,
terrible
a way to
piece of
talk
drug.
somebody into letting you adopt a child that might otherwise be better raised by the tribe.
David Levitt is the same county attorney who named himself as the subject of a ritualistic child sex abuse investigation. Last month, he announced he is not a murderer, a cannibal, or an abuser. And he accused the Utah County Sheriff of playing politics right before the primary.
Do y'all remember when Tim said that right as everything was coming out? He was like, next thing everybody be accusing me of murder. I was like, well, if the shoe fits. You know, it's not a far stretch for me, not for me. But I found that odd. So I'm like, when are those allegations going to come out? I hope not, but when are they coming? Projection.
Even though Levitt was not publicly named.
This is not a politically motivated investigation.
I mean, is it disturbing? Yeah, it is. You have to kind of separate that and not let emotions affect your investigation at all.
Noel Engels is a former analyst with Homeland Security. He confirmed his team had been investigating sexual allegations against Levitt for several years. Then in 2020, Homeland Security received the video and started investigating for human trafficking.
Oh, Carla. There you go.
It's literally our job is to make sure children are safe.
5 months after receiving the video, documents show Noel and his team were removed from the case. He has since filed a whistleblower complaint and received back this letter.
Yep.
You allege that Homeland Security improperly terminated an investigation into allegations involving current Utah County Attorney David Levitt. We emphasize that while the Office of Special Counsel has found a substantial likelihood of wrongdoing based on the information you submitted in support of your allegations, our referral to the Secretary for Investigation is not a final determination that the allegations are substantiated.
This is not how you adopt a child. This is how you procure a child.
We reached out to David Levitt for an explanation last week. His spokesperson said he would be happy to tell the entire story, but not until after tomorrow's election because they believe, quote, this has no bearing on his performance as Utah County Attorney and is not relevant. We want you to know we are publishing the full 17-minute clip online at fox13now.com. Reporting in studio tonight, Adam Herbets.
I've never watched the full clip, but oh my God, right? You can't make this stuff up. You just can't. So, oh, yeah, I want y'all to see this because I made it a while back. Ah! Oh my God, I'm sorry. It's loud. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me switch to this tab. Okay, I had made this a while back. Let me. It's a podcast that I stumbled across, and it was about the Alpha. They had an Alpha Con, Tim Howard's in it, okay? And I was like, and T-Rex. Oh, he's dude. So I just kind of put this together on the clip. Funny. I did it.
Thank you. Dude, they all look like the same dude, sort of. Like, these three guys is just like, you know, he's aged. And then these guys are the same with different haircuts.
Right.
You know, this is the same guy. He grew a goatee.
It's like they use the same template. You know what I mean? They use the same template for sure.
Well, that makes sense. You know, they're the alpha mold. You know, they fit the alpha mold.
CrossFit leg day. Cold shower.
So it's basically like they go to this conference, but it's for dudes, right? And so 4 a.m. they got CrossFit leg day, 5 a.m. cold shower. The next one, I was like, did they just say that? Or it really was written on here. So listen.
Or breakfast provided by Home Depot. It's nails.
Dude,
I gotta go to this, kid.
So what it said was, It's that. Oh crap! This is not YouTube, so I can't just use my forward backwards buttons. Okay.
Same guy. He grew a goatee.
I'm sorry.
It's like they use the same template. You know what I mean? They use the same template for sure.
Well, that makes sense. They're the alpha mold. They fit the alpha mold.
CrossFit leg day. Cold shower. Breakfast provided by Home Depot. It's nails.
Sorry.
Dude,
I gotta go to this, kid.
Dude.
Anyway. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was really loud. Yeah. I do a lot of screen recording, as you can see. Yeah. It's kind of embarrassing. Oh, you want to hear something real quick? Let's see. Rod Meldrum right here. Okay. Now this is how people bolster up their
how the
claims.
promised lands are. So I'm going to really blast through that part so we can get down to kind of the meat of the subject for today, which basically you start off with Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, right? And there was a promised land. Where was the first recorded land of promise? You should all know this maybe by now. Does anybody know where that's located? What scriptures? So where is the first recorded land of promise in the scriptures? It's actually not in the Old Testament. It's actually in the Pearl of Great Price in Moses. And in chapter 6, verse 17 says that Enoch.
Oh, God dang it. This is not you.
Elder L. Tom Perry says the United States is the promise.
This is it anyways. I'm sorry. Accident. Okay. So, okay. This is Rod Meldrum talking, but listen.
By Elder L. Tom Perry says the United States is the promised land foretold in the Book of Mormon. So I love that.
And he's going to tell you why he loves it.
He actually gave this talk about 2 months after he received one of my books for Christmas that talks about the United States being the promised land.
And there you go. There you have it. Rod Meldrum sent L. Tom Perry here his book about that for Christmas. And then a couple months later, he came out with this talk about that. And so now he just used that. That's kind of like calling dropping, right? To bolster his own agenda, his claims, his priesthood power, if you will, right? That's what I called from it. Let me know if you do too.
By Elder L. Tom Perry says the United States is the promised land foretold in the Book of Mormon. So I love that. He actually gave this talk about 2 months after he received one of my books for Christmas that talks about the United States being the promised land.
Yeah.
This is done up in BYU, Idaho. And then it was actually ended up in the Ensign later on that year, in 2012. By Elder L. Tom Perry says the
what do y'all think? Because this happens all the time. I'd rather get a lump of coal too. Right? But this happens all the time. And so that's the vagary and all that we see coming from the church and how they address the important issues, but they really don't address them. They just do it in a passive aggressive way. And so it's never direct. It's never like, hey, stop your shit, or you gonna be gone. Okay. Instead, you have President Nelson going, think celestial or think, the TK smoothie thing. All right. TK smoothie. And y'all know they made merchandise really quick right after that, even though a few years ago there was, I don't know who it was, but somebody, what'd they say? Ponderize. And then they had merch made already when they said ponderize. They dropped that at the conference or whatever. And they made them shut that down, allegedly. The church, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see it. But it's very opportunistic, which is something we see a lot of, people in this faith. Not you guys, none of you. But you do see a lot of these people doing the same thing. And I mean, you have, look at Jodi, look at Ruby, look at Lori. Lori's like, no one was murdered in this case. Rob Wood told Summer Shiflett, what your sister has done, she thinks she has done in righteousness. Then you have Jodi and Ruby, and Jodi saying, those kids don't need to be with any other kids. Okay. And they're basically like, everything's distortion. Whatever is not in agreement with and aligned with them is it's up is down, down is up. It's that whole backwards stuff. And it's so confusing. So it's like, I mean, I really can't blame them. I mean, they are foobarred because they are monkey see, monkey do. This church should be teaching by doing, and they are teaching by doing, and what they're doing is exactly what they are seeing in their members, because monkey see, monkey do. You lead by example. And so if the fruits were good, they'd be good all the way up, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. Yeah, I'm serious. They need a good humble salad or some humble coal. I don't know. They want to, yes, it's exploitation, right? There you go. And so what is Ruby? What did she do before Jodi came along? She was exploiting, allegedly, her kids. What are all her sisters doing? Exploiting their children. And want to get, they're like, yeah, I am not my sister's whatever. Whatever the hell she said. No shit, Sherlock. Tell us something that we don't know, please. I would like for once, for any of these people, even some on the Cox side of the family here, you know, just for once, something with substance, you know, besides, well, we don't live in her brain and we don't know what she's thinking. Obviously. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Thank you. Appreciate it. I must have just, I don't know. You must have dug deep for that one. I know. But it's the same like-minded behavior pattern thing, and it sucks. It really does suck. I don't know. Just seemed so okay. With Pam, did any of you see where I may not have watched all of them, but on all of those body cam footages, I did not hear her say, are the kids okay? Just, hey, we found them in a safe, bound and yada, yada, yada. And she's just like, I think that one bets on the same team as Jodi. Just throwing my 2 cents in there. Not that it matters, but it kind of does if you're doing harmful shit. And then kind of the whole, you know, I don't really know Ruby. That's that whole thing that you see over and over again. As soon as somebody goes down, Melanie Gibb, David Warwick, they're like, oh no, nothing to see over here. Nothing. And that's shitty because there's kids. They're hurt. They're murdered. They're getting hurt. They're getting murdered. Tortured. I mean, think about what Jesse said when they said that Jodi would put duct tape on them and people would see and they would not say nothing. What is really going on? I don't know. There were too many alarm bells. I was that and Tim Ballard. I was like, holy cow. I never did expect Jodi and Ruby. I didn't know who they were. I was like, okay, who are these broads? And then they were like, yeah, here I come to wreck your day. And then Tim Ballard's like, hold my Mormon milkshake. And wow. I mean, how many of y'all like connected a lot of things in what Jodi and Ruby are alleged to have done? That case with some things that have come out of, well, I don't even know where I wrote all those now that I think about it, because I just kind of jumble them all together now. But they're all connected. there's this one channel that I like her. Her name is something Danielle. Rachel Danielle? Crap. Anyways, she's from Canada, and she's just a good little researcher, okay? And so I've been kind of watching her every video that she comes out with, because she does make some connections. She's just a mama too, and this is just kind of, she found her little niche, and she's good at it. Well, I should reach out to her and say, you want to come help? Because she made some connections all the way, because it was about Jodi and who she's connected to in the higher up space, kind of like Sean Reyes and, you know, people like, you know, them. She's got some really good attorneys, and I needed to look and see. I've been wanting to. David Hamblin has 3 attorneys, and I need to look and see if any of them are the same as Jodi's, just out of pure curiosity, just wondering, you know. And it's right there, St. George. I talked to that, well, y'all will remember him as L. Oh my God, go L. The guy that's been doing the Hamblin, he's been verbalizing, materializing all of the the abuse claims, reports, statements of the Hamblin daughters. That guy, that's the guy I talked to a while back, right? And you know, he was like, I'll never know the Daybell case like I know the Hamblin case. And I was like, well, good, because I will never know the Hamblin case like I know the Daybell case. And I was like, we can just toss some things at each other. Just, I don't know, just something. I've just been kind of sniffing around this for a long time, and there's something there. There's a lot of similarities, but I just don't know quite where they connect directly, I guess you could say. But the thing he voiced of concern, and he was like, well, where's Chad from? And I was like, Springville. And he was like, isn't he from Provo? And I was like, yeah, he's from Provo. And he was a Cub Scout. Okay, put a pin in that. He was a Cub Scout. What's going on? What happened with the Cub Scouts? Okay, think about that. I'm not saying it did. I'm just, you know, it kind of happened everywhere with that. It was probably like a lottery if you didn't. Anywho, but he brought up to my attention about Chad being a sexton, and how people like he dubs them as Church of Satan, right? Which are basically your Gadiant robbers. That's what the LDS call them. Gadiant robbers, your secret combinations. Basically what I think the actual church is. To me, in my opinion, how I see it, the church are the Gadiant robbers. They are the secret society. They are projecting that onto their members. There you go. Now you heard it here first. Not really. And so they use that to fearmonger, because that goes with the rest of this pattern, right? The whole fear-mongering thing, and don't do as I do, just do as I say. Don't be seen. I mean, yeah, don't be heard, or whatever. Y'all know. Good for thee, but not for me. That whole thing. The God conflict. All this. I analyzed the hell out of this situation a lot. And I try to be as fair as I can. I really do. I give the church a lot of grace, really. I really do. But if I could ever find and want to have a solid connection, I will have an attorney to do the rest of my bidding. And I don't need no damn money. I ain't got nothing but time. I don't need no damn NDA to shut me up. That's all I'm saying. It's to prove a point. I don't know. That's the only place I can think that would hurt, or not hurt. I never want to hurt anybody, but would affect the organization, is in their pocket, because that's the only thing they seem to value, in my opinion. It really is. I don't know. And I mean, just like, you think about, like, if you're looking at Chandler Police Department and you're like, oh, they dropped the ball. So did the religious organization here, that's emboldening, like, just all kinds of things failed them here in this infrastructure and this MLM system, a lot of things, and continue to fail them. Not just once. It is an ongoing revelation, obviously. And why that's not what I set out to do. It's really, I still don't know, but why not? I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm like, they could have come out with a statement. They could have come out with anything, any thing. You ain't got to say shit about Chad. You ain't got to say shit about Lori. Say something about them damn kids. I don't give a shit. It pisses me off. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Still. And Enoch, Utah or whatever. What's going on with them? It's so toxic and unhealthy, and it bothers me. If all of my people, if all the victims were here today, and let's just say I was here by whatever, it would be different, but they're not here. This would be different. This would look totally different to me. But it's like, it's okay for them to mock or make a joke out of, make light of the lives and deaths of Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. There was somebody on Mormon Stories podcast last night. We'll end with this. I know I'm just talking. But there was somebody who in the chat was defending that goddamn book. I mean, I just want to fucking snap. I'm serious. I just want to snap when people are like, what did that good man do you? Well, you know what? What the hell is he doing for you? Here, are your kids or your grandkids? Here, we'll get Uncle Tom to come babysit them, or whomever. We'll let the bad people, these assholes, well, yeah, they'll be in charge for your kids. Let you worry for a little bit. It fucking sucks when people put a stupid ass book. It's stupid. This is stupid. Ugh, it really is. And I think somebody, what the hell did I drop? I was like, that was way too high for it to be my flip-flop, and my feet are down there. I don't have my flip-flops on. But anyways, there was one commenter that said something like, the church isn't on trial. I was like, here's the perfect comeback. They should be. They should be. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little mad. It's just aggravating to see an entire fake ass organization be so flippant about things, like it's nothing, like people are nothing. It tells me everything that I need to know and have been sizing up for the past 4 years, really. And I mean, I think that it's a shame and a disgrace and everything else that Charles and this, all this, we're even part of something like this, something so unhealthy, something so toxic, something so damn deadly, and proud of it, right? Anyways, all right, I'll shut up. I will end on a video. Okay, hold. Sorry. That way I can end on an up note. I'm a little pissy right now. It's frustrating, It's like a slap in the face. And these people they think that just when you speak out about somebody, you're either like Tim Ballard, he's like, oh, okay, well then if you're not supporting Son of Freedom, then you are a pedophile. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Who does that? It's weird. And it don't make any logical sense. If you think it's not even it's a non-issue. Again, it's like, hey, you want to see, I don't know, just pick something. Look at the MLM stuff I'm selling or whatever. And then, I don't know, look at the elephant. It's so, it don't go. And so, but it works. It works. It works. That's what's weird. So we got to quit buying into that stuff and just be like, oh, I pray for you and offer them grace. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you. I needed this little sesh. I wish Melanice would have been part of it. You're invited, Melanice. Anytime you want to come up and talk. I want to know why her shit got pushed back. What do y'all think? Jason, I asked Jason though before, like yesterday, I was like, what do you think? Because like he's got I don't know, I always find it interesting how he looks at things. And I was like, what? Okay, so the circumstances, right? And he was like, okay. He was like, I think it is because it's like they dropped the charges in Arizona to get her to go and take the stand in Idaho, in which she did not. And so they picked it back up. And I was like, well, that makes total sense, actually. I used to work in the civil department in Lake Charles. But anyways, we dealt with evictions and civil shit. Next door was the tickets. I visited there a lot. Anyways, all right. I love you guys. Thank y'all for being here. As always, justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe, and especially for Tammy today. I'm sending all our thoughts and prayers to her family, and God rest her soul, right? And just know that Chad is missing her cooking, her everything. Wow. Anyways, what a loser, huh? Okay. Okay. Okay, no, I'm not. Love you guys. Thank y'all for the super chats too. Thank you, moderators. Love you guys. Always. We'll come back. We'll bust that ass on Melanie Pawlowski, which Ian is still working for Melaleuca, Frank Vandersloot. Ugh. Speaking of Vandersloot. Okay, I gotta go. I'll never leave. Bye, guys. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. Love always wins. You guys are proof of this. Time after time. His henna tattoos. Carly, you're cracking me up. Okay, I can't even figure out what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. I gotta push play. Allegedly.
Pure, virtuous, wholesome, innocent individual that's out to help people.
Lucifer is?
Yeah.
Say that again. Lucifer is a pure, holy,
virtuous.
Virtuous. Now, see the Lucifer that God created?
That's the same one.
Oh, man, this is great. I'm going to put this on the internet.
God bless you, brother.
Because that's exactly what the Shriners and Masons teach, is that Lucifer is light.
No.
And you're
what about those hospitals?
You know what, sir? Jesus said, many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, we did not do these good deeds in your name? And you'll say, away from me, you workers of iniquity, I never knew you.
Jesus said
in Matthew chapter 5.